What's up guys, Chris Killian here. Now that Sylvester Stallone is releasing his director's cut of Rocky IV, it felt like a good time to celebrate the Rocky series we all know and love, excluding Rocky V.
You know, you've got a big mouth.
To date, there are currently 8 Rocky films, if you include Creed 1 and 2, and I do, and here are a few behind the scenes facts for each film. It's almost urban legend now, but Stallone wrote the first draft of Rocky in 3.5 days. He also turned down over $300,000 for the script and instead sold it for a mere $20,000 so the studio would also let him star in the movie. Sylvester Stallone himself wrote the paperback novelization for Rocky II. The novel is mostly from Rocky Balboa's point of view, written in the same choppy English in which Rocky speaks. Scenes where Rocky is not present, like when Apollo Creed is consulting his associates or Paulie is alone with Adrian, those are written in standard third-person proper English. As of Creed 2, Mr. T's Clubber Lang is one of the few opponents who has not returned for a cameo in another film. According to Sylvester Stallone though, Clubber Lang later became a born-again Christian and a ringside announcer, so who knows, maybe he'll pop up in Creed 3. Bonus fact, in the scene where Rocky body slams Thunderlips out of the ring, Sylvester Stallone admitted that the Hulkster was so heavy he couldn't deadlift him, so he had Hogan jump into his arms. In Rocky IV, Dolph Lundgren hit Stallone in the chest so hard when shooting the first round of the Balboa Drago fight that Stallone's heart hit his breastbone and began to swell. He was then sent to the ER and spent 8 days in intensive care. Had he not been sent to the ER, his heart would have continued to swell and he would have died. Speaking of dying, the original ending for Rocky V was supposed to feature Rocky dying in an ambulance after his street fight with Tommy Gunn. At the hospital, Adrian would have announced his passing and made a big speech about Rocky's spirit living on forever. Thankfully, Stallone abandoned that idea and rewrote the ending because that would have been a terrible way for Rocky to go. An earlier draft of Rocky Balboa featured a scene with Rocky visiting Ivan Drago in a hospital where he is dying of AIDS from steroid abuse. Supposedly, Rocky would have told the nurse, "If he dies, he dies." That's the same line Drago drops about Apollo Creed in Rocky IV. Considering Tommy Morrison's real-life AIDS diagnosis, it's probably best this got dropped. Bonus fact, according to Stallone, Carl Weathers also wanted a role in the film, even though his character Apollo Creed had died in Rocky IV. Stallone said no, so Weathers refused to grant Stallone permission to use archive footage of Apollo Creed. So the brief clip of the fight between Rocky and Apollo was recreated using a body double. It was supposedly Sylvester Stallone who requested that Michael B. Jordan wear the famous American flag trunks that Apollo Creed wore in the original Rocky and that Rocky wore in Rocky III and IV. This was done to keep tradition alive in the Rocky universe. Creed 2 is the 5th film in the franchise to feature Rocky's turtles, Cuff and Link, and they are the exact same turtles from the first film. In fact, they've been Sylvester Stallone's real-life pets for nearly 50 years at the time of filming.
These are the exotic animals I was telling you about.
So you guys know any more cool behind-the-scenes facts about the Rocky movies? If so, drop them in the comments. You can follow me on Twitter at Chris Killian or Instagram at CKComedy. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and share it because it does help, and a big giant thank you for watching.